Hi friends, I'm the vegan. I make a broccoli salad today because I have this wonderful broccoli and I thought, well, it's so sunny outside, maybe I want to have a fruit salad. And I thought maybe I can freeze my broccoli to keep it safe. I thought, okay, can I freeze broccoli now? What happens to the broccoli when I freeze it? So I looked it up on the internet and I found, no, freezing is not a good idea because first when you buy broad packaged broccoli that has been frozen, it's usually blanched. You know, they shock blanch it with hot water to stop the fermentation. The enzymes immediately work on the broccoli, and that is not wanted. So they lose their color. So they blanch it and then they put it in the freezer. But when you blanch it, even blanching is enough, shock blanching, to stop the enzymes. Yeah, that is so important. They are very important for the main ingredient in the broccoli from a health perspective. That is not the only perspective there is, but there is a very important perspective. And the most important thing in the broccoli is that they produce sulforaphane. All cruciferous vegetables, yeah, chards, cauliflower, broccoli. The sulforaphane is the hammer thing. It is has no side effects than many cancer medications. But that is not for you to do it by yourself. Go to your doctor and talk about him, of course. I don't want to say anything about cancer therapy, but there is science about it, saying the sulforaphane and maximum in the broccoli, that's a super food, but it has to be raw. You have no effect at all if you blanch it, no effect, it's finished. If you cook it, you steam it, you blanch it, it's done. But what you can do, you can cut the broccoli into small pieces, as I did here. You see, I cut the broccoli into pieces. I like to do that along the lines here, along the natural structure, you see? Always along, then you have these wonderful pieces. They are beautiful, like little flowers, yeah? Like this. That's what I like to cut them into. Yeah, not against the grain, yeah, with the grain. And then I put it in a salad bowl. Yeah? And the first part of my broccoli salad is ready. So that is a raw broccoli, and if I let it sit here for a while like this, let it sit for 10 minutes or so, when air comes into the open cells of the broccoli pieces, the fermentation begins, and then the sulforaphane is transformed into that super healthy substance that fights the cancer. But so if you cook it before, if I would cook it now, or maybe 5 minutes ago after cutting, there is no sulforaphane. The whole thing does not work. You have to let it sit for 10 minutes or so before if I cook it now after 10 minutes, I can cook it as long as I want, doesn't matter. The substance, the enzyme has already worked. And then it's done. Then I can cook it, yeah, or steam it if you don't like it too much softness. But cooking with a broccoli, yeah, has to be after cutting. Then the chemical processes are already complete. Yeah, it's fantastic. I didn't know that either. So I wouldn't freeze it now because then I would lose the nice color of broccoli, and I wouldn't steam it. But in case you want to eat your broccoli cooked, yeah, and you did not cut it before you cooked it, you can still win, because if you now, that has some health professionals have shown that, if you need mustard seeds, ground up mustard seeds, put it over the broccoli before you eat it, the same effect, because the mustard seed have the same thing as the enzyme that is in the broccoli to make this transformation work. So mustard seeds over the cooked broccoli, then you have the same effect. But it is not to say that all the other healthy effects of raw food will go away then. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not advocating cooking, not cooking. You know, I make mostly raw food recipes here because I like it so much. It's an easy way to get the pure ingredients to feel how they work as is and with their combinations. I'm not against cooking, but my videos are mostly about raw because it's so direct. It's the easiest way to learn it, and also great health benefits, of course. But that doesn't mean healthy cooking is not healthy in general. It cannot be said. That's not correct, not scientifically correct. But you know, so I'm not against cooking or so, not pro cooking here. Just explaining what you do, what happens if you cook the broccoli. That's a little bit a tricky subject, but I guess it's interesting. I didn't know it, so I won't freeze it now. So long story about broccoli, but that was interesting, I guess. To me, it was new and a little bit that detail. But it's helpful because broccoli is such a valuable food, and it's really a miracle food. That's really true. So broccoli is here, but how to make it tasty? Because it can be a little bit annoying if you just have the broccoli in salads. I tried that, sometimes didn't work, but I found if I put other ingredients together with the broccoli by itself, yeah, don't get me wrong, it's delicious. I can eat this little plant, and it's delicious. But if you eat too much, it stops, yeah. So that's another thing. Raw broccoli, I only eat a small amount, whereas I would cook the whole broccoli head. That would be okay. I can eat it. But the raw broccoli seems to be more nutrient dense. I don't know what it is. Maybe it is that effect. I don't know, because I don't eat that much broccoli. This is half a head, not too big a head. Half a head, only the florets, not the big stem. That is easier to eat. And so if I combine it with an apple, for example, it's amazing. Yeah. Apple and broccoli together is super nice. Yeah. Apple has this other texture here. So this is very high in fiber. It's crunchy, it's sweet and sour, and it's perfect to balance the broccoli flavor. Broccoli flavor can be a little bit bitter or sharp. Yeah. But with the apple, it's very nice together. Yeah. Apple and broccoli together in salad, nice. And what also good is red bell pepper, also a fruit. Yeah, broccoli is a vegetable, bell pepper is a fruit that is defined as the seed-bearing part of a plant. So if you have a fruit, it's basically always the same. It's always the seed-bearing part of a plant, whereas the other parts of a plant are not seed-bearing. The stems, for example, the leaves or the roots, yeah, there are a huge amount of varieties among these other parts of the plants. There are more, and the fruit is only one part of the plant. Yeah? So eating only fruit is also very reduced variety, because many different nutrients are in the other part of the plants you won't eat if you only eat fruit. Yeah? So just another side note I read today was very interesting. So the bell pepper is a fruit, but it's oftentimes used in a savory way, and it's very nice together with broccoli and apple. And the third, the topping here, this is 3 main ingredients. The topping is also very nice and also super healthy, is the walnut. I have a handful of walnuts here, a huge handful, and also the same, if you have a fat in the walnut, the fat is also something that balances the hot flavor of the broccoli, makes it very nice. The nuts are very nice together with apples, always. Yeah, I like that flavor, that crunchiness. It has another crunchiness than the broccoli. Broccoli is crunchy too, and the walnuts are also crunchy in a different way. It also seems to be very good to make the broccoli more delicious. And we know from science that walnuts may be the healthiest nuts of all, because they have these healthy fats mainly, and they have also many benefits, as we know by science. So eating walnuts every day is highly recommended. And so this is a super salad, I guess, very delicious, and of course nutrient dense to the end. Yeah. And now the dressing. I have made a mayonnaise that's called a Curry Tahini Mayonnaise, you see, and I pour it over the salad, and I guess it might be very nice, as all the ingredients in there, they would be very nice together with curry, the sweet sour apple, the broccoli and the bell pepper. All these are perfectly together with the curry mayonnaise, and I guess I can take a little bit more. I have a little bit left for the next salad, and you like to make pre-made dressings, to use them, because with this pre-made dressing I can keep it in the fridge for some days and make it ahead of time, and then when I make a salad I just put it together. Like now I talked a lot, took some more time, but without talking this salad would have been made in 5 minutes. Yeah, broccoli chop chop chop, apple chop chop chop, a lot of bell pepper and nuts in there, dressing on top, ready. Yeah, very easy to clean and very yummy to eat. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. So give me a thumbs up, like my video, subscribe, and maybe on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day. And find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. And tell all your friends, go vegan now.